In this video, we're going to learn about the rules of indices. To begin with, let's do some calculations. We want to work out 3 squared. If you'd like to try these on your own, just pause the video. For A, we have 3 squared, which equals 9. We should remember that from a previous video. B, 3 times 3 squared, well, that's just going to be 3 times 9, which is 27. And then C, 3 cubed, from our video on cube numbers, is going to be 27. And we're asked, what do we notice? If we look at question B, remember 3 on its own is 3 to the power of 1. So we have 3 to the power of 1 times 3 to the power of 2, giving you 27. But 27 is the same as what we have in C, which is 3 cubed. So we can see 3 to the power of 1 times 3 to the power of 2 is 3 to the power of 3. It looks as though we've added the powers. And this is in fact a rule that we can extend. The rule is, when multiplying numbers that have the same base number, so remember the base number is the big number here. It's the number that we're raising to a power. Whenever you multiply two numbers with the same base number, you add the powers. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Please pause the video now, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers. Question 1a, we have 3 to the 4 times 3 to the 5. We add the powers because the base numbers are the same, giving us 3 to the power of 9. In B, we have 2 cubed times 2 squared, which will give us 2 to the power of 5. In C, the base numbers are both letters, A. So we add the powers to give us A to the power of n plus m. And we just leave it like that. For D, we group together all of the bases that are the same. 2 squared times 2 cubed is 2 to the power of 5. And then 3 squared times 3, remembering 3 is 3 to the power 1, is going to be 3 cubed. So because the question was just to write as a single group of powers, we have 2 to the 5 times 3 cubed. In 2a, we have 4 to the n times 4 to the 2 is equal to 4 to the 5. Because the base numbers are the same, we're going to add the powers, and when we do that, we end up with a 5. Well, what do I need to add to 2 to get 5? 3. So that means n is equal to 3. For B, Angharad's mistake is that she has added the powers even though the base numbers are different. And that's the mistake. The base numbers need to be the same in order for the rule to work. For C, we have 4 to the 3 plus y times 4 to the y minus 4 is equal to 4 to the 7. Well, on the left-hand side of the equation, I'm going to have to add the powers, which will give me y plus y, which is 2y. 3 take away 4 is minus 1. And that equals 4 to the power of 7. So I have 2 to the y minus 1 as the power on the left-hand side, and 7 as the power on the right. So I can say 2y minus 1 is equal to 7. And to solve this equation, I'm going to add 1 to both sides to give me 2y is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2, y is equal to 4. When we divide powers, there's a very similar rule. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. And 2 to the power 2 is 4. So if I do 16 divided by 4, I end up with 4. But remember, 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 2. So we can say 2 to the 4 divided by 2 to the power of 2 is 2 to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So we have 81 divided by 27. Now 81 divided by 27 is actually going to be 3. Because 3 times 27 is 81. So 3 to the power of 4 divided by 3 to the power of 3 is 3, which is the same as 3 to the power of 1. And as you should notice, we've subtracted the powers this time. So a to the n divided by a to the m is a to the power of n, take away m. Essentially, we have just subtracted the powers when we're dividing and the base numbers are the same. Here are some practice questions for you to try. When you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers. The first question, we have 4 cubed divided by 4 squared, which is going to be 4 to the 3 take away 2, which is 4 to the power 1, which is just the same as 4. 9 to the 12 divided by 9 to the 8 is going to be 9 to the power of 4, and we needn't simplify it because I just want you to write it as a single power. And lastly, 3 squared times 3 to the 4 is going to be 3 to the power of 6. If I want to work out 2 cubed, all to the power of 2 as a single power of 2, I can just remember my bid mass. 2 cubed in a bracket, all to the power of 2, means I'm taking what is inside the bracket and squaring it. So I have 2 cubed times itself, which is 2 cubed times 2 cubed. Remember from the first rule that we did today, we have 2 cubed times 2 cubed. We need to add the powers, so we get 2 to the power of 6. And we should notice then that if I have a number raised to a power, and then I raise all of that to another power, we multiply both of the powers together. For example, 2 cubed to the power of 4 is going to be 2 to the power of 3 times 4, which is 2 to the power of 12. 4 squared to the power of 5 is 4 to the power of 2 times 5, which is 4 to the power of 10. X to the y to the power of z is x to the power of y times z, or x to the yz. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Please pause the video now, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers.